What up, Aggies? I couldn't tell if it was recording or not. But hey, listen, this is your boy A&T-roy back with a special report of the the unofficial-ish A&T athletics report. Man, they threw a lot on me since last time I did a report, and so felt like I needed to kind of update you all on some of those things. Um, so let's go. Well, actually, you know what? First, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this report, so some other folks can hear about it. Of course, this is for Aggies and anybody else that might be seeing it. This is one of the reports that I do weekly, try to do weekly, but this is a special one because there have been some updates since the last time I did a report earlier this week, and wanted to get this information out. So first thing is, the Lady Aggies will be playing Norfolk State this Saturday and Sunday. I do now see links to be able to watch the games. I'm not sure if they're going to be free or if you're going to have to pay for them. We actually use Sidearm Sports for broadcasting our games for the most part. So this weekend, I think it's going to be Sidearm Sports. When you click on the watch link, if it's free, you'll be able to watch it. If it's not, then you'll have to buy a subscription to Sidearm Sports. They do, I think, annual and they do monthly subscriptions. Maybe even weekly, I'm not sure. But you'll see it when it comes up and you can pick the one you want to do. I actually am doing month to month or monthly, and then I'll cut it off at the end of the season. All right, so yes, the Lady Aggies play Norfolk State this weekend. You can see the times. I think they're 2 o'clock on ncataggies.com. A&T also announced that they've extended the no fan policy. I think this is specific to basketball. Of course, that's the only thing we're really doing at this point in time. So no fan policy. I do think they're letting parents of the kids come to the games if they want to. So no fan policy for an additional, I think, 3 weeks. But you can see the article on ncataggies.com. All right, so here's the big reason I'm doing this special report, and that is because indoor and outdoor track and field, they announced their schedule. The big thing is that they have a meet starting tomorrow, January 15th, and on Saturday, January 16th. I think those are 2 days, just those 2 days. So the team will be split up, apparently, because they announced that the events, one will be at Virginia Tech and the other one will be at the University of Kentucky. So for those of you who are close to those places and you want to go to check out our teams and feel comfortable in this COVID environment, they're going to be in those 2 places. And you can look at the details on ncat.aggies.com and or go to those schools' websites, I expect, and get more details about times and all that stuff. So that's it for track and field. They also announced the bowling schedule for this upcoming school year, and so you can go look at that. They don't do anything until the end of this month, so I won't give you any information on that. Softball, how about they announced a 52-game schedule? And I think they mentioned in the article that they're going to try to schedule some more games. So that actually starts in February, but I just want to let you know that they have started, or they've announced the softball schedule for this upcoming year, for this year. Related to football, I'm almost finished here. I think many of you or some of you may have heard that our man Mac McCain has declared for the NFL draft. So apparently he's gotten enough intel from scouts and NFL teams and that kind of thing to believe that this is a good move for him. Now, I will tell you this. Mac has done an outstanding job for us on the football field. And I think you all know that he tore his ACL a couple of years ago, and that kind of hampered him a little bit. But man, that kid can ball when he's on top of it. From what I understand in some of the posts that have happened, he's worked on his speed and he's apparently gotten it back. Apparently he's sub 4.40. That's a big deal. And so Mac has declared for the NFL draft. I think when the draft comes along, we're gonna be able to see and hope that he's drafted. That said, let me say this. based on what I've seen from our team with transfers in, with performances from last year, our defensive backfield, specifically the position that Mac played, cornerback, we look to be pretty good there. Set. Matter of fact, I'm going to say deep-ish. We'll see what happens when the season comes along. But we've got some 3 stars, a 4-star. We've got a kid that, of course, Amir McNeil is back, who's played defensive back for us quite a bit. Matter of fact, here's my nickname for Amir. It is Amir, I don't take no junk, McNeil. Smallish kid, but he don't take no junk, or any junk. I think that's the right terminology, the right way to say it. So defensive backfield in terms of cornerbacks, I think we're loaded. Matter of fact, safeties too. And that includes free safety and rover. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we get close to the season. So I think I said in the last report that the kids were reporting this week. I think they reported Monday. And they're going to start practice next week. I don't know how many of you got to see Coach Sam Washington on the national championship football game on the film room, I think it was, Gamecast on ESPN News. Let me make a couple comments about that. I didn't really have that in my notes, but a couple comments about that. Of importance was, because, people were saying, well, Coach Washington needs to say more. He's not getting involved, that kind of thing. Well, the issue that we had was a couple things. As I understood it from an interview that he had before it happened, they didn't really tell him exactly how it was going to work at that time. They may have given him some updates before he got on. But the big thing was that he was in his office while the other 3 coaches were in the same room in the studio looking at the big screens for the plays. I don't know how big of a screen Coach Washington was looking at, maybe on his computer or on TV screen that wasn't that big. And so at first it was a little rocky. He didn't say much. He just kind of agreed a few times. Every now and then, one of the other coaches would ask Coach Washington what he thought about something. And so Coach Washington would say some things. In the second half, he did quite a bit better in terms of chiming in, and they did better in including him and asking him what he thought. Now, one thing I didn't like about it was they kind of tried to, on purpose or not, however it happened, they pigeonholed him when they asked him and say, hey, Coach Washington, what do you think about this particular thing in that particular play? I really wish they would have said, hey, Coach Washington, what do you think about that play? Anything stand out to you? Anything you want to make comments about? So he could pick what he wanted to say about any particular play. Matter of fact, what they asked him might have been something he wasn't really paying attention to. I don't know. You could probably ask him. But if they had left it open, then he could have told them what he had seen in the particular play. Because, football players, there's a lot of stuff going on. Offensive line, receivers, defensive backs, defense, linebackers, running back, quarterback, wide receivers. A lot of stuff goes on. And so one of the reasons you have, when you do film study, you got to keep going backwards and forward to look at different things. So good thing, though, North Carolina A&T showed on that national championship game for a whole football game for those that went over to ESPN News and wanted to watch the film room. Our coach was there, right? So we got some pub out of that thing. That's publicity for some of you that might not know what pub is. So I'm glad he was able to do it. And I think it turned out to be a good thing. So I think that's all I have for today. Every time I forget something, I'll tell you that. So I think that's all I wanted to say for this special report. And so as is usually the case, Aggie Pride.